Wi-Fi is garbage. But anyway, hi guys, we're back.
What is up,
everybody? Happy New Year Eve.
Yep, New Year's Eve.
Happy Kwanzaa. Whatever.
That would have been Christmas.
Shut up. Shut up. I say what I want. When I want. Anyway.
And how you want.
Alright guys, it's your boy CK. We got Tafari and Knight Rider over here.
It's very cold. If you couldn't tell by the jacket.
Who is? You? You're cold?
I was just outside. Anyway,
yeah, letting our brat out.
Yeah, right over there.
The rat.
Oh, wait, you always forget to remind me.
Oh, you need to change the stream.
Yeah.
I forget to remind you. You tell me to remember.
Do you expect him to remember anything? Except for his name?
I barely remember that some days.
Yeah. You're not exactly the brightest tool. Not we. I'm doing it again. Professionals, everybody. Professionals.
Excuse me.
There ain't one.
I know. But it sounds good.
See, I wish there was a way, and there probably is, but we're just too slow to know it. I wish there was a way to create templates for oh, I'm gonna stream this and then this, and then I can just switch it instead of having to. Anyway, we're talking about Raw.
Pull up our chat.
No, that's not it. We're professionals, guys. We know exactly what we're doing.
So he says.
There we go.
Anyway, okay. Let's see. First off, it was the last WWE Raw on USA Network.
Mm-hmm. Sorry if you came here expecting God of War. I forgot to change the thing. That's not what we're here. Anyway, continue.
Next week we go to 3 hours on Netflix.
Y'all.
Really curious how that's going to all play out.
Especially since they're treating it more like a pay-per-view than a Raw. We have...
There's a lot of huge matches in it.
Yeah, we got CM Punk and Seth. We got Roman and Sikoa. We've got a bunch of other ones I can't remember off the top of my head.
We got the women's...
Oh, right, the Women's Intercontinental.
Intercontinental. I always want to say U.S. and it's...
No, Tiffy won that.
No.
Not Tiffy.
Chelsea.
Chelsea Green, yeah. Chelsea Green! With her freaking little...
Green.
Like I said, I love Piper Niven. Do not get me wrong. Piper Niven can do so much better than the trash they keep putting her with. Mm-hmm. First she was with, Maria or whatever... And then she went to Chelsea, and it's come on.
Yeah.
Piper doesn't need anybody.
She's getting the same treatment that they gave Otis, just sticking him, don't get me wrong, I love, not Tozawa, I don't do names.
Maxine
and...
Maxine Dupree.
You said Tozawa, you're right.
Oh, it is.
That's the Alpha Academy now.
Oh, okay. I was thinking.
Gable was in there.
Yeah,
he left and went.
I thought for some reason I was thinking Tozawa was the solos guys, but no, that's Tommaso. Anyway, I love Tozawa and not Chelsea. Fuck. Maxine, yes.
Maxine Dupree.
Maxine. Look, I'm gonna be so honest with you guys. I cannot remember the I can't say words, first of all. But I can't remember a lot. I just start talking. It's not, my mouth isn't working.
Your mouth ain't working?
No. Neither is my brain, but that's besides the point.
It's okay, Tafari. Alright. New Day started.
I forgot about that.
New Day.
They came out there. They were trying to talk their normal bullshit.
We didn't do anything wrong. Why do you hate us?
And they were getting booed out of the arena worse than Dominic Mysterio.
That was something. They could not even open their mouth. I think that crowd, like I said last night to you guys, that crowd I think was worse than when Dom steps out.
Oh, yeah.
They were
They couldn't get a single
Wow.
word out. And then you have Jey Uso
Well,
coming.
no, you had Uso's music show up or come on, and he walked down the ring and
Doing the whole yeet for like a solid 2.5, 3 minutes.
probably it was quite a bit, and
Yeah. Then he steps
he
into
gets
the ring.
the ring. New Day is kind of like, you know, we're cool.
Yeah.
You know,
We go way
we
back.
go way back, and
Still getting
they're
booed off the
like
mic.
booing him like bad, and he finally had to just kind of pull the mic aside and be like, "Look."
And then, you know, he, like, Jay even goes like, hey, wherever they were at. Was it
Houston,
Texas? Yeah, Houston. Like, hey, Houston, let these chumps talk, you know? And then they still didn't let him talk. I mean, it was a little bit quieter, but, like, they were still getting booed off the mic. So then finally they were like, why don't you talk to him? And then, does he even say anything? I think
he goes, "You're right. We do go way back. But what you did, all you're gonna hear is New Day sucks."
New.
And then the whole crowd started with the New Day sucks,
And then they just walk out of the ring. You know.
with their whole little. This is the things, you know.
Yeah, their usual BS like they like to do. But then, of course, Jay says, you know, I'm not even here for all that. I'm here to talk about, you know, the stuff that's been going on the past few weeks. Solo Sikoa, Roman's going to take care of him next Monday. Drew McIntyre attacking Sami Zayn and me, and I'm going to take care of that right now. And then, of course...
And then Solo shows up on the Titantron.
Yeah, his usual...
Flapping his gums.
Yeah, like, you know, we took out you and Sammy last week. Next week, I'm gonna defeat Roman Reigns in the tribal combat match, and you know, this Ulafal is still around my neck. And after I beat Roman Reigns, you and everyone else will acknowledge me. His usual bullshittery.
His usual rant.
And then you have Drew McIntyre come running up behind.
Of course. You even called it.
Yeah.
You were like,
no, I literally like saw him running.
But yeah, well,
Yeah.
we called it before.
Oh yeah, he was gonna come out there and
like
do.
Drew's gonna show up, and he's like, "You called me," after he like kicks him a couple times, and he's laying there like, "You call me out?"
Yeah, what'd you expect? And you know what? To be fair, he is right. Like, if you called me out, you should expect me to show up. So, I'm not saying what he did is right. Don't get me wrong.
The
You know,
behind the back thing
Yeah.
is a little.
I 100% agree. You know, I don't condone doing the sneak attacks, whatever. However, Jay did call him out, so he should have expected him to show up at some point. But yeah, pulling tooths and nails, or however the saying goes. But yeah, then and don't even get me started. Adam Pearce.
Fuck Adam
Fucking
Pearce. He don't do his gosh dang job.
Thank you. He doesn't do his fucking... If that was on SmackDown... Not Adam Pearce. God, Nick Aldis would have been one of the first ones out there splitting them up and saying, get the fuck out of my arena. You know, or he would make it into an official match. But no. Instead, you have a bunch of referees and some random guys in suits coming out there trying to break it up. They get Drew out of the ring, and then he just runs right past them all back into the ring, beats Jay up even more, and then finally walks out. Like, where the fuck was Adam Pearce during all of that?
Well, we're gonna get to that because that bugged me too. Then you had, and I'm gonna let you bring this part up because this was just, you were the one that called it, and like, that is beautiful. You had the Chad Gable versus Otis, and you had I think it was Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
That said it. What did Wade Barrett call Otis?
A log of a man or something to that.
The human tree trunk.
Oh, that's right. That's such a good name, especially for Otis, because he is a tree trunk of a man, big, burly, powerful, and surprisingly athletic, similar to the War Raiders. Like someone.
I'm not gonna say quite as good as
Yeah,
Ibar,
but still,
American Ibar.
the point being is, for someone that big, he is surprisingly quick and surprisingly agile. But yeah, that entire match was wonderful until, of course, you had the very end of it. But it was a great match.
Niles and her.
Well, it was all. It was all
three of them, but they're normal. People,
yeah,
so you know what's gonna happen because they attacked Tozawa.
God damn it.
Yeah, it was not the Alpha.
Why don't you put it on the floor?
The Creed brothers attacked Tozawa.
Well, I want you to be able to have your drink anyway.
They attacked Tozawa outside of the ring, so then Otis goes outside, beats both of them up, throws them into the timekeeper's area, gets back in the ring. Chad Gable starts, hitting him again. And then, the fight goes on for a bit more, and Otis gets Chad Gable in the ankle lock.
That was beautiful.
And he almost had him, because Chad Gable wasn't going anywhere. But then, of course, you had the freaking Creed brothers coming in. Otis literally had to grab them, throw them into the ring one at a time, and then picks up Chad Gable, tosses him into the two of them. And then as he's about to finish Gable off, Ivy Niles comes up from outside of the ring and grabs onto his ankle, and he just fucking pulls her into the ring. And then she's like, I'm good. I don't want the smoke. And then Chad Gable takes advantage, gets freaking Otis into the ankle lock.
He was dragging her.
Oh yeah,
it was beautiful. I absolutely loved that. I thought that was one of those.
Come on, get up here.
Beautiful.
What did you think was gonna happen, Ivy?
Come on.
You are the size of a 12-year-old. Granted, she's got muscle.
But compared to Otis,
she's like a 12-year-old.
Yeah. So, like I said, at the end, Chad Gable wins because he gets Otis in the ankle lock and he has to tap out. But, god damn it, man. I'm not even going to say a cage match. I would love to see them in a cage match. But, I just want one fight between the two of them. No interference. Everyone's barred from ringside and just let Otis go to work.
Let's go down that path. Okay. Who's the general manager again, wrong?
Adam Pearce.
And how good of a... And again, this is our opinion. And I think all three...
Although, you know what? To be fair, I don't like Adam Pearce. He's shit at his job.
Adam Pearce.
But one thing he is good at is making good matches.
He is.
So, I'm hoping...
He's not always as quick at it as I think he should be.
Oh, absolutely not. He's not quick at anything. He's, like I said, he fucking push over, lets everybody get away with everything. It's terrible. But I'm hoping that he goes and he gives Otis a rematch inside of a steel cage. Or at the very least, bar everyone from ringside. Alpha Academy, American Made, everybody. It's just the two of them in that ring. See who's better.
Everybody is barred. Because I don't want any of... And I know it's going to sound out there, but Chad Gable had the whole thing with the Wyatts. I don't want the Wyatts showing up.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody.
Just the two of them in that ring. Let them fight. Because Chad Gable's... And don't get me wrong. Chad Gable deadlifted Otis into a suplex. That was
something a lot of people were talking about.
That was phenomenal. He is a fantastic wrestler, great superstar, very powerful, very athletic, whatever. But Otis would mop the floor. I mean, you saw that during the entire fight. The only time Chad Gable ever got any kind of offense off was when his little fucking cronies were out there distracting Otis. I mean, he got a good few chops in or whatever. But if it wasn't for his shenanigans, not the Alpha Academy, the Creed brothers and Ivy Niles out there fucking with Otis would have had that in the bag.
Oh yeah. But that's something I want to bring up. You have so much going on with the Chad Gable, Otis, everything. Everybody needs to be banned from ringside. Mm-hmm. Let them have their match. The thing is, I don't know if Pierce is ever going to do that.
No.
Because, like I said, my opinion, your opinion, Knight Rider's opinion, he's not that great. And this is something I kind of brought up, I think, on the SmackDown one too. There's talk of Nick Aldis going back and going back into the ring as a competitor, and replacing, and having him be replaced. As much as I would love to see Nick Aldis step foot in the ring, he's too good.
He is a fantastic general manager. And I know it's storylined, but still, he is... What?
He's messing with your bullets.
Whatever. At this point, there's just chew toys. I can't be bothered.
So yeah, Chad won with help.
A lot of help. And a lot of his help getting beat up. Even Maxine, she fucked Ivy Niles up.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, she, like, you saw that. That was, like, she pounced on her. It was like, bitch, down! It was beautiful.
But yeah, there was a whole little, like, rivalry between them when all that kind of split anyway.
It was beautiful. It would be a miss.
And then another A++ promo was the Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley promo.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of there with just them, like, on the Titantron, I guess, just back and forth.
It has to end. And I agree. This rivalry between the two of them has been going on since, I mean, probably a year now? I don't even think I was watching wrestling when, like, it first started. So it's been going on.
It's been
about a year, maybe, something along those lines. But, yeah, it has to end. And if it doesn't end with Rhea getting her title back, I don't know where she goes from here. Because, I mean, that's what, like, she's been... Because she never lost the title to begin with. And I'm pretty sure she has technically
lost. Technically, she's lost she lost the title, but then again,
Did she?
No, hold on. She didn't technically lose the title. Okay? But, here's the thing. The, 1-2 matches that she's had with Liv Morgan? Yeah. Liv Morgan has 1,000% cheated to keep that title.
Dominic, Raquel.
I mean,
like, just put him in a... And I know, you can't always have this be the solution, but this should always be the solution. Put him in a steel cage, bar everyone from ringside. If anybody shows up, period, match is null and void, you get a rematch. End of list. And I know that's not going to happen. But, that really just... Put him in a steel cage, everyone's barred from ringside, let him fight.
And that takes us to another point that I wanted to bring up. And we kind of brought this up live, like when we were watching it. You can feel that tension in New Day, or in Judgment Day.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in that split...
Like, even when they were backstage talking,
when Finn was talking to Raquel.
Yeah. Well, because I remember they were all talking, like,
last week?
No, it was this week. It was they were all like, Rhea's got to have a plan, right? She's got to have something up her sleeve. And Dominic was asking Raquel, like, she has something up her sleeve, right? Because he told the other...
Liv has something up her sleeve?
Yeah, no, Dominic was talking to Raquel.
Yeah.
Because he told the other two, like, she of course she has something up her sleeve. And then he turns to Raquel's like, she's got something up her sleeve right now, right? And then Raquel's like, she was like, I don't know. I mean, she's been so busy preparing with her match with Rhea that I haven't even had the chance to talk to her. And then, of course, you have Finn cutting in being like, you know what? I'm sure Liv has a plan to deal with Rhea. Because she is Liv Morgan. She's wonderful, yada, yada, yada. And I've got a plan to deal with Damien and the War Raiders. Because when we listen to Finn, we win. And then the other three bozos walk off, and
Raquel. He says, tell Liv.
Finn turns to
Raquel.
It's a bunch of names rattling inside my skull, so it takes me a second. Finn turns to Raquel and he says, I want you to tell Rhea for me, from the bottom of my heart, I wish her the best of luck against Rhea Ripley. And you could just, and she goes, you know, she has that look, like snicker, and you could just,
you could see the eyes kind of roll back in her head, like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Like I said, there's, and I
that
especially
tension is.
And I especially think if Liv loses her title, it's immediately gone. Like they're fracturing. If she keeps the title, maybe they stay together. But I feel like she's gonna lose it. But at the same time, I can also see her keeping it. I don't know. We'll see. Because when is that fight? Is that on? No, that's not Monday. Is it? Or is that Rumble? It is?
I believe it's Monday.
Let's find out.
I am pretty sure.
I just want to make sure so that we're not giving wrong information. Wait, no, I think it is because they were talking about it on the promo. I'm pretty sure. I'm probably spelling her name wrong. How do I spell her name? You know how to spell her name, don't you? When does Liv Morgan... I didn't spell that right at all. Fight... Oh, I was not spelling that right at all. Yeah, Raw on Netflix. So, we just wanted to make sure we were right on that. Yes. That's next Monday on the premiere. 'Cause like I said, they're going back to 3 hours. And I'm hoping... Because we've even said it. Like, I think it was last week when Andrade had that random, like, intermission thing, like, on the Titantron where he was talking about Shinsuke. It just felt like it was sort of crammed in there. So I'm hoping that when both shows go back to 3 hours, that they'll be able to be a bit more liberal, both with the match times and the, like, just have more story going on, because they'll have a whole extra hour to play with. So I'm hoping that we'll have some longer matches, because that we've had a lot of that, where, like, the matches are just, like, super quick, like 10 minutes, and then, you know, we always have the 5 minutes commercials in between, which is a whole other thing, but...
Well, what about... It's kind of like a half hour, isn't it?
It feels like it sometimes. Like, every fucking 5 minutes, just commercial. But anyway, we're getting off subject.
Well, that's
and then they announced that they were going to have a post-show, which I think we might go ahead and watch, just to kind of see what they're going to do with it.
And Big E is going to be on
it. Joey Testone, Wade.
The one announcer that nobody really cares about. Sorry, I know he probably has some fans, and I'm not trying to be rude, but out of all of the announcers...
Well, come here and I will pick you up.
Out of all of the announcers, you know, we got Wade Barrett, Michael Cole, Corey Barrett... Not Corey... Is it Bearlog? Corey Bearlog?
Huh?
Corey Graves. Sorry, God of War's in my head. That's the name. That's the producer of God of War. But yeah, you know, Michael Cole, Corey Graves, Wade Barrett, and then that guy you just said, Joey.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to be rude. He's great, but he's just not as memorable as all the other guys.
Right.
And of course, when we go to Raw, we're gonna have Michael Cole and
Pat McAfee.
I was not going to remember that name in a million years, so thank you.
And, okay.
All you got to think is go!
Here's my thing. When Pat first got there, I hated Pat McAfee. Absolutely hated Pat McAfee. And I need you to understand this. He has gotten... If you go back and you watch him on the... first month or so, maybe even a little bit more than that, that he was on Raw, he was just bad.
I got it.
No, you don't.
What's up?
Cat wanted to go outside.
He was just bad.
Yeah, like I remember you saying. So once again, I don't think I was watching it when he first started, but I remember you saying that he was getting a bunch of the moves wrong. But you know what? In his defense, you have 3 different names for the exact same fucking move.
No, we're talking about, like, we're not talking about, oh, you said it was something else that's the same move. We're talking, like, a slam being, like, I know that might not have been this extreme, but we're talking like a slam, like a power slam being like a pile driver type stuff.
And once again, I say in his defense, if you're just coming into it, which I'm pretty sure that's just what he did, because he used to do football and stuff like that. If you're just coming into it, the names make no fucking sense. Like, if you've watched wrestling for a long time.
But he supposedly has. He's supposedly been a big wrestling fan since he was a kid, blah, 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 blah.
Still, though,
the whole thing.
I'm not gonna say from when I was a kid, but I've watched wrestling for a long time, and I don't know all the move names, so I will give him his credit. And especially, he's gotten a lot better.
He has. I think he has really, really, really come into his own.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to call this right now, and I've said it to you, I've said it to Knight Rider. Those two, Pat McAfee and Michael Cole, are this generation that we're in right now, the JR and Lawler.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They are your
announcers.
Yes, they are the go-to. They are the goats.
Actually, who is going to be on?
They haven't really said
On SmackDown.
I think from what I've understood, it's going to be Corey and Wade, but I don't understand how that's all going to work unless they put Joe in the middle of them.
I mean, they've had 3 announcers before, I'm pretty sure. Haven't they?
Yeah.
So, I guess that's fair. Just keep the SmackDown team, and I guess Corey is just going to be on both shows. I don't know. We'll see. Because, yeah, SmackDown is, for the most part, going to remain the same. So,
yeah.
I mean, honestly, I feel like Raw is going to remain this. I mean, it's going to be different, obviously, because it's going to be on Netflix. But I know you're saying that they've been talking about getting not a lot more, but like they'll be more free. Have cursing, have a little bit more.
They
gore.
said they're going to try to keep it the PG-13 era, but they'll have a little more freedom.
Yeah, they won't be restricted by cable TV standards.
What the crowd will say, whatever. There won't be as much cut. They'll be able to kind of keep a little bit in there because it will.
Because I know for a long time that wasn't USA like just cutting.
No, it was
Fox. Right, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fox was butchering SmackDown.
Yeah.
It was almost unwatchable some
Yeah, because they would just cut like entire sections out because of random arbitrary bullshit, basically. Like the crowd chanting "fuck you."
Instead of cutting just the mic, they were cutting feed completely, and the screen was going black for like minutes at a time.
Yeah, it was miserable. But we're past that now. We're going to Netflix.
It's back on USA. Well, that was SmackDown.
Yeah.
So it's on USA.
Yeah.
That's part of why the whole contract thing switched.
When does I know they have like a multi-year contract, but I'm wondering when.
It's a long time.
How long is SmackDown's contract? On October,
They signed a 5-year deal on September 13th, 2024.
So till 2029, they're on USA.
And there's talk that if it does well, they'll move both to
Netflix, yeah. At over 1.4 billion. Jesus. I couldn't. Off topic, but I couldn't. I wouldn't even know what to do with that much money. But
and supposedly once it does, like, how long is their deal with Peacock?
That's just WWE in general, isn't it?
Yeah, WWE
Is WWE
deal with Peacock
contract with Peacock. Expires in 2026, so actually not that far away.
So Netflix, there's talk that Netflix is going to get the pay-per-views and stuff once Peacock's done.
That would make sense, and that's probably going to bump up Netflix another fucking $10. Because I mean, just from Raw going on there, they bumped it from like what 17 to like 25. So I mean, in 20, by the time 2030 hits, if SmackDown, Raw, and all the pay-per-views are on Netflix is going to be like $40 a pop, like a month. And most people aren't even going on to Netflix to watch WWE. So
Yeah.
that'll be fun.
Back to
the actual meat of the matter. Yeah.
we had the R-Truth showing up, walking down to the apron.
Once again,
Pierce not doing his job.
yeah. If that was on SmackDown, Nick Aldis would have been down there immediately.
Yep, exactly. Come on.
Told Butch to get the hell out. He probably would have added a loss to his record just for the hell of it, and told him, if you ever do this again, you're like you were saying yesterday, suspended indefinitely. If you wanted this,
Pete Dunne, Butch, there's the same person, but that's the whole.
No, Butch.
That's the whole thing. Because
they're just making
Truth. I love Truth. Truth is beautiful. Mwah, S plus 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 plus.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put enough pluses behind that S. Truth is a beautiful character.
Yep.
100%. Truth comes out there and it's like in this house at least shh, Truth is on. Hold on. Truth is on.
Truth is a beautiful disaster. We love him.
Truth is one of my favorites just for his pure comic genius. Okay? He's a great wrestler.
Oh yeah.
I would say high B, maybe low A.
Yeah.
He's right in there in that top range.
And honestly, I feel like he could be a lot better, but he's not there to be a great wrestler. He's there to be a great character. Who the fuck is calling me? Yeah, me. I can wait till later. Anyway, but yeah, he's a great character.
He's a beautiful character. A beautiful disaster character.
Mm-hmm.
But Pete Dunne, a.k.a. Butch, again...
And I love... He's
hitting...
He went out there and said, I'm nobody's Butch. I'm like, really? And I know they're doing it on purpose, but it's just, really, dude? You're nobody's Butch? You're just making yourself look like a joke, even more than you already were. So
The thing is, Pete Dunne's not really a joke. He legit is a good wrestler.
Oh, I get
He's a
that.
good wrestler.
But
It's just... You don't
go out there and say, I'm nobody's Butch, and attack R-Truth from behind.
It was just bad.
Yeah.
Like I said, and not...
Because it was supposed to be a match.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a match. And again, we go to Pierce. Oh, don't worry about it. It was nothing. I'm just going to sit in the back, sit on my butt, and not do nothing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because
he doesn't know how to do his damn job.
Then they went to commercial, I think, if I remember right. And then they did the Zoe and Kyrie match.
Oh, yeah, that was a great match.
That was really good. I was really impressed with that match. It was a back and forth. It was, they were really, really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably one of the better matches.
Oh, yeah.
At least by that time so far in the match. The Chad Gable match was good, but I think
it was more...
You had no interference, and there was no interference in this.
It was just it was a fantastic match.
I mean,
both of them giving it their all. I mean, they're obviously fighting for a title, so they're going to put everything they have onto it. But obviously, Dakota Kai wins, right?
No, Zoe won. No, Kai won.
I was going to say, I'm not good with names, but I'm pretty sure I got that one right.
Dakota won.
Yeah, Dakota Kai wins. Because, I think we forgot to talk about Io and hers backstage interview before that.
Did I not put it down?
But it basically just came down to the interviewer. I can't remember her name. Like I said, names are not my strong suit. All of my namespace is taken up with Ben 10 aliens. You want to ask me a Ben 10 alien's name? 99% chance I can tell you it. Anything else? Maybe. Probably not. Anyway, the interview lady is basically talking to them about what are you two gonna do if you both end up in the finals for the Women's Intercontinental Championship? And they both go, it would be wonderful, it'd be great to fight one another for this title, but as long as a member of Damage Control comes out on top, we're golden. And then obviously you go out there, Dakota Kai wins her match. And is it the next match after, or do we have stuff between those two matches? I can't remember.
There's matches between it.
Okay. Well, then we'll get to the other match later.
Then you had the fiasco that it was, as normal. The 6-man tag.
That was a good one.
It was a good match. But again, like I said, the fiasco that it is when you've got Idiot Patrol out there.
It was a great match. To make a long story short, Judgment Day got their asses handed to them, as you would expect, considering that, as I've said before, Damian Priest, for several weeks in a row, went out there, 4v1'd all of them, laid all of them on their asses repeatedly. And every time they would jump him in a 4v1, they'd be so proud of themselves. You know, the 4 of us managed to take down one guy. Yay, we're so awesome and cool. But then now you have the War Raiders. They didn't stand a chance in hell. It was not even close. I mean, hell, one of anyone on that team made up 3 of the other guys. It's not even close. So,
and like we said, I think it's Ivar.
Ivar is the
bigger
yeah.
one. He's a machine, man.
Oh yeah, like I said, like I was saying with Otis, but even more so for Ivar and
Eric and Ivar.
Eric and Ivar. But Ivar especially, because he is a...
What was it you said when they did their, like, pickup and, like, spin?
One of the best moves in tag team... Like I said, you can disagree with me all you want, but that is one of the best moves in tag team history. We're not gonna, do the double Uso kick. No. I'm just gonna pick up my tag team partner and drop them on your ass. Beautiful. Perfection.
I mean, it's been done several times, but when you have somebody...
who's 300 pounds.
320 pounds?
I think... Yeah. He's a big fucking guy. He's another tree trunk of a man. Just... boom. It's gorgeous.
And the thing is, Ivar does, like, cartwheels and backflips.
Oh, yeah. Like I said...
I'm sorry. I'm maybe a little bit bigger... But even when 300 pounds, I could not imagine even attempting to do a cartwheel without falling and snapping my neck.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, for such a big... Like, Braun Strowman is a big guy. He's probably a bit bigger than Ivar, but he's nowhere near as athletic. Like, Ivar is a machine. For someone that large, that powerful, his athleticism is unreal. You see him, like, doing full, like, kicks up to people's heads, like, jumping off the ropes, doing, like, moonsaults and shit.
I'm going to go way out left field here. But if we're going to do, because we do comic books, like, a lot, too. We read a lot of comics. Kingpin. You want a real-life Kingpin? It's Ivar.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you think that the man is fat? That is solid muscle. That man is 100% pure muscle.
Oh yeah, he will tear you in half and eat what's left.
I mean,
though I off subject, but I would not want Ivar to be a kingpin because I do not think he would look good. Maybe he would,
but the point is, I'm talking like the power, the size.
Yeah,
like you're looking like, he's fat, blah blah blah, until he like shows you what he's capable of.
And you know what? He might have a bit of blubber, but damn, does he know how to use it.
And then one of the most beautiful points of the whole entire match. Priest pins Dom.
Yep.
Well, that was like the natural conclusion to that. I don't know what anyone else was expecting, but like, it would have only been better if it was Finn Balor. But of course, Finn
Balor jumps in and like, it's not over till I say it's over. This isn't over yet. Blah blah. Once again with Rhea and Liv, it needs to end. They need to put him in a steel... I know I keep bringing this up. Put him in a steel cage and let them beat the ever-living shit out of each other.
That's the only way this is going to come to a conclusion. Because otherwise, it doesn't matter how many times...
Yep.
Excuse me. It doesn't matter how many times Damian Priest beats Finn Balor. He's going to keep coming back and keep costing him titles and just being an annoying little prick. Because that's all he knows how to do since he's joined Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Then we have Jay doing his little walk backstage, kind of like, you could tell he was just like pissed off.
Yeah. I mean, I would be too after getting jumped in the middle of the ring, so.
And Pierce kind of like steps into frame or whatever, and was like, I know you're upset. I know you want a match tonight.
How about one next week?
How about one next week? I'll give you Drew. And again, it's Pierce doing his job, but way later.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Like, you know,
he's not on it.
Yeah, like he should have been out there in the ring stopping these two from fighting and tell Drew, hey, piss off, go in the back, you'll get your fight next week in a match. But no.
Exactly, but
instead we got Pierce an hour later finally doing his job.
Yeah.
Which is
it's pathetic.
It's way too normal.
Yeah. That is the standard for him, and it's pathetic. But
it is what it is.
Then you had Ludwig Kaiser out there in the ring. And I thought for sure this was going to take a whole different route. When he's like, I'm the great,
I'm European elegance, and I demand your gratitude, and I demand...
thought for sure it was going to be Gunther that came out. That was in my brain. Because...
Actually, now that I think... I know we're off subject once again, but now that I think about it, it's been a long time since we've seen Gunther. Like, I don't think he's been on Raw in...
Not since the whole, like, Priest thing, but I'm pretty sure... He'll be there.
Yeah, he's gonna be there on next week. But I'm just saying, like, it's been a while since we've even seen him. So that's I just thought about that since you brought him up. But yeah,
he was calling out Braun Breaker.
Yeah, and
then like, I'm gonna take your title.
Blah blah blah. You know? And then Sheamus comes out. His music.
Sheamus. They need to end that one. Yeah. I mean, it hasn't gone and it hasn't staled yet, whatever. Because, I mean, they've kind of been a little bit back and forth, but they've kind of had little breaks in between them.
Yeah, like, it's not consistent.
Yeah.
I agree. I think they just need to end it, one final match.
Yep.
Maybe even next week, but that's already, like, a really Actually, did they say next week?
I don't think so.
Maybe. Maybe not. But anyway... Yeah, it's already a stacked as fuck card for next week. So I think we'll have plenty to talk about.
Then you had more of New Day's bullshit.
Yeah, it started with we were backstage with Rey Mysterio and LWO. He's talking to Otis like, hey, you did great out there. You'll get another shot at Chad Gable. He cheated you, blah, blah, blah. And Otis, and walks off into the sunset or whatever. And then the New Day comes up and there's...
Always the locker room leader, blah, blah, blah,
And then, he makes some remark and they're like... I think he says, like... if you want to fight, we'll give you a fight, something along those lines.
You can bring one of your little Rey Mysterio
cosplayers.
That's what he calls.
Yeah, we got guy in mask, guy with hat, guy without hat, and then this
girl with 12-inch or little girl with 12-inch heels or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have a fight. Is that I don't know when.
But here's the thing, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull a rumor card in here. It's next week.
It is okay.
It's next week, and I'm gonna tell you why because of the rumor. It's not any of those four.
Is it Big E?
It's Penta.
Oh, that makes sense. Because I don't know Penta, but I know
Penta's Mexican. He's a Spanish wrestler.
Yeah,
luchador.
I've heard the rumors. I've seen the little flashes, so I know that he's coming. I don't know him.
There's
but...
talk that he's going to be Mysterio's partner now.
That feels. I get it, but at the same time, like the rest of LWO, they've not been doing anything. I feel like I don't know. I feel like one of the problems, and I'm not gonna say problems, but problems with the main roster is they have so many great talents that are just sitting on the sideline.
And that is a big issue. And I think the 2-hour show is what's.
I agree. That's
compressing.
actually I didn't even think about that, but that's a great point. I feel like when they go back to 3 hours again, they'll have so much more room to use so much more of their talent. Because we've all noticed that over these past few months or weeks, however long it's been sort of like the same people every week, and that's how it usually is. You have people on their rises to fame, yada yada, then they sort of fall off or whatever. But going back to 3 hours, I feel is definitely going to help them flesh out their cast, use more of the talent they have, because they have so much great talent in both locker rooms, and they just can't use it because they don't have the time to. Once again, I'm going back, but like we said with the Andrade thing, like it just felt like it was squeezed in there when it had no real reason to be. Like she should have came out to the ring, but they probably just didn't have time for it.
Yeah. Because that requires entrance music, that requires walking down the ramp, that requires getting in the ring, that requires grabbing a mic.
Yeah, talking for,
And like I said, you think all that's minutes, but it's like 3-4 minutes just for them to do that when they can have a 3-minute promo that's on the Titantron and done.
And I feel like, and it's 5 minutes doesn't sound like a long time, but when you only have 2 hours to fit everything in, you've got to, be on it constantly. So, I feel like going back to 3 hours is definitely going to help.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, New Day, they definitely, they on something.
Yeah, they going down a path, and it's not the right one.
Because it's your fault. It's your fault. It's their fault.
We didn't do anything wrong.
We didn't do anything wrong.
We could have, attacked Big E and put him on a stretcher. Put him back in the hospital.
What? Like, that's your reason for why we shouldn't hate you?
Yeah.
We could have done this, but we chose not to do this.
Yeah. We didn't, put him in the hospital. We were just unbelievable assholes. And they keep, what's funny to me? They keep saying, we've given you positivity for 10 years, blah, 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 blah. But Big E gave them that too. Big E gave them 10 years of his career. Probably not quite 10 years, but you get the idea.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, it's... I'm interested to see, how long this is going to last, how long this heel turn is going to last, and whenever it does end, how they're going to come back from it. And it's probably going to last for quite a while, because I don't see them just turning it over overnight.
There is a lot of talk of how it's going to end, and that's something I kind of wanted to get to too. From the stories I've heard, Wade Barrett is like right there ready to come back. Whether it's a GM, which he'd probably be a heel GM anyway.
Still better than Adam Pearce. I'm sorry. It just doesn't... He's not even a face. He's not a heel. He just doesn't do his fucking job. He just sits there in the back.
Tafari, why don't you tell us how much you really like Adam Pearce?
He's great at making matches. That's it. But he doesn't even make the
match. Here's the thing. Nick Aldis does the same thing, and he just generally does his job better. Yeah. He makes great matches. And if somebody's fighting, whether it be in the back, whether it be out in the ring, he's the first one going, nope, enough.
We'll settle this in the ring in a match, blah, 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 blah. But yeah. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked again.
And you're out of the picture again, anyway.
They don't need to see my ugly mug anyway. They see it enough when I'm playing God of War and getting pissed off. Anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna rehash that a little bit at the end of this. Because I do want to bring it up.
Yeah.
Until we kind of get you back on track. We had the Lyra EO, which Lyra won, which,
and
again...
That was another fantastic match.
Here's the thing. The women are getting really good matches.
Oh, they're getting fantastic. And I feel like it's especially because we just introduced these new titles. So they're, like, ramping it up, if that makes sense. Because, like I said, that's what they're trying to do, is they're trying to bring it up to equal par with the men's division, because that's what they've been trying to do for a long time. That's why they switched from the Divas title to the women's title. They made 2 titles. They made tag team titles, yada yada. The only problem, and I'm not even a problem, but I don't have a better word for it. So the only problem I see with this is how they're going to have a fighting champions, because, you know, I'm not going to say everybody wants to be, but everybody wants to be the fighting champion that comes out there every single week, puts their title on the line, blah, 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 blah. That's not obviously the case, but you get the point I'm making. And you can't have that for every single title, because if you did, then every single match, every single week would just be a title match.
Here's something on that note. The Intercontinental, USA, whatever, the secondary titles, as we'll call them, have always supposed to have been like the working man's title.
Yeah, like the ones that come out there every week and put it on the line in an open challenge type thing.
Yeah. That's where that has always kind of, and some of them have said it, and some of them, again, you had other ones who, like, I don't have to fight. I think, if I remember correctly, Logan Paul had, the Intercontinental for a while?
And he had, like, 3 title defenses.
Yeah, I mean, it was bad.
Yeah. It was a joke. He's a joke, but we're not going to get into that.
Well, we've gotten into it several times.
Yeah, we're not going to get into it again. We need to continue.
Then it comes to the biggest, most electrifying, most amazing part of the show. We had the Seth and CM Punk, like, face-to-face promo. And like I said, there was shots fired on both ends.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was not looking forward to this, because, personally, I wasn't watching wrestling 10 years ago. I would have been like 10. I might have been watching wrestling 10 years ago. But I never saw CM Punk, so I was never like a big CM Punk guy. And I like Seth Rollins, but he's not like, you know, my favorite of all time or anything like that. So like, ever since CM Punk has come back, it's just felt like, this guy doesn't like CM Punk, so he's going to beef with him. This guy doesn't like CM Punk, so he's going to beef with him. And that they're just rehashing that with different people. And you even said, like, Seth Rollins and CM Punk genuinely don't like each other. And I feel like making that into a storyline is just... I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Irresponsible? That's not the right word.
They're both great wrestlers.
They are. They're both great.
I think they can both legit pull off a great story. I mean, that was obvious.
Yeah, they did. And here's another thing I do want to say about that promotion. Like I said, I wasn't too excited for it, but it was engaging. It was phenomenal because they were both throwing great lines. They both had great points behind why they don't like one another, yada yada. But what made it better was that they didn't fight at the end. There was no unnecessary hands thrown, and I know that's one of our big things.
It is, and that was definitely what's higher than S tier, because that was like,
because that's the thing.
That was like above S tier.
The face to faces almost always end with them just beating the shit out of each other for no reason. It's like, you have a match in a week. Wait for the match. We don't need to see you guys punching the shit out of each other for 5 minutes just for it to get broken up at the end, or for one. And another thing we always talk about is if they do have a face off and one of them wins.
Yeah, it 9 times out of 10, or probably a good
99 out of 100, the
Yeah.
other person ends up winning. So I'm so glad that it just ended with them, staring at each other real weird.
And like I said, they both had some good punches in there.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful.
Like, one of my favorites was when Seth was out there and he's like, yeah, Punk picked up his ball and ran home. And then when Punk comes out, he's like, wait, so I picked up my ball and ran? What about Becky? Did she pick her ball up and run? Where's she been? Mm-hmm. And Seth, and you can see the look in Seth's eyes.
Oh yeah.
Like, he wanted to swing at that moment, but the thing is, you could see the restraint.
Oh yeah.
Behind him, because he's said multiple times,
don't bring my wife into it.
Don't bring my wife into it.
And you know what? I'm gonna say counter to that, and that was a great punch. But what he said after that, said, you know what? My wife left to raise a kid. That's something you don't know anything about, and I don't know in his personal life. I don't know.
He doesn't have. They don't have kids.
Yeah.
Him and AJ don't. I don't know why. I don't know if they can't. Never really looked into it. Yeah. Never really cared to look into it.
Yeah, but still, I feel like it was a good.
It
was great back and forth. It didn't feel like one of them was dominating. It was a fantastic promotion for a fight, and that's what they should be. But once again, like I said, 9 times out of 10, it just evolves into them punching each other, which isn't why we're there. We're there to see that next week when they actually have the match. So I'm so glad that they ended this with just them yelling at each other, because it was fantastic. Like you said, it's probably going to be in the top of all time for promotions, because it was that damn good.
It was, because we didn't need the fist fight at the end. They had their licks in.
Yeah.
Like, they were going, perfect promo.
It was phenomenal.
We didn't have the, I'm gonna punch your face in, you're gonna do a super kick to my face.
Yeah.
It was boom, 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 boom. Mm-hmm. They were taking their shots back and forth.
And they all made great shots. Like, I don't feel like any of them missed. They all hit their mark exactly where they were supposed to. And like I said, I wasn't like super hyped for this. I felt like it was going to be a waste of time. But it was great. And like I said, I'm not even really a fan of either of them. Like I said, I like Seth Rollins. He's cool. I never watched CM Punk growing up, so he's just kind of there for me, personally. I know so many people love CM Punk, but I never watched him. So, yeah, I know. But I never watched him, so I'm not, like, super dedicated to one side or the other. Honestly, couldn't care who wins on this match. But it was a great promo. It built the tension. It did exactly what it was supposed to do, which is get you amped for the fight next week.
It did everything a perfect promo should do. Mm-hmm. It made you go, ooh, I gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Rather than, oh, look, Seth won the little tiff at the end. He got the last lick in as he walked away.
And so blah, blah, blah. That means he's going to lose next week.
Yeah, it means he's going to lose the match. And you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't give it away. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I know it is probably done scripted.
100%.
It has been, not necessarily filmed, that's not the word I'm looking for, but it has been rehearsed probably 20 times, if not more.
They've got every move down pat, practiced the entire match 15 times over. They know exactly how it's going to end. But unless you're one of the producers or people in WWE, it's a toss-up.
Yeah, and I think that was the perfect way to end, the night.
And their reign.
And USA's run, because they've been on USA for
long time.
All their run, if I remember correctly.
1,600 episodes.
Yeah.
That's 1,600 weeks, so that's
a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
You figure 52 weeks in a year. Raw's been on, 20 plus years?
Yeah. I mean, they said 1,600 episodes, so I'm not going to bother doing them.
Yeah, but
a long fucking time. They've been on USA for a long-ass time.
And now, here is a little rumor I heard, kinda. We all know that The Rock is rumored to be showing up next week.
Yep.
Once again,
okay.
Anyway.
Hear me out. There's a new one. Mm-hmm. He doesn't show up and interfere in the tribal match.
Is he going to inject himself into it?
And take the Ulafala.
I really fucking hope that doesn't happen. Like I said.
Because here's my thing with The Rock. I love The Rock. I love The Rock heel. I love The Rock face. He is fantastic at both. Okay? The Rock is one of them people that is just good.
Well, we're good. We still got light.
He's just good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? When The Rock was in WWE, however many years ago it was, and he was in his prime, heel, face, whatever, Rock was The Rock. You got exactly what you got.
Mm-hmm.
He never changed.
Exactly.
You knew who The Rock was, whether you loved him or whether you hated him, you got The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he's gone Hollywood, I love The Rock in his movies. Don't get me wrong. He's really good in movies.
Yeah.
I'm going to disagree. But we're not going to get into all that. That's Hollywood talk, not WWE talk. So
he's good, okay? But wrestling has now become like fifth, sixth in like his line of what he cares, and I don't like that.
Yeah,
I think this final boss, the big shot Rock is just not
who he is anymore.
Yeah, it's not where The Rock needs to be. The Rock has, and in my mind will always be, and I understand he's not that point now, but where he needs to be, The Rock has always been the people's champ.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was given the title at the Hall of Fame last year because of that. Like, every time he's had a title, he's like, this is the people's title. You know, this is, whether he was a heel or whether he was a face, he's always been the people's champ. Whether he has said it, whether it's been said.
Yeah.
He's always...
If he's going to come back and do a final hurrah, that's what he needs to be. And please, dear God, don't make The Rock and John Cena, their last farewell, be a fucking bickering match between the two. Because that's just going to dilute both. And I know you're not a fan of John Cena, but my point still stands.
Hear me? Oh, we're going to get on that subject too in a second. But go ahead.
Because I know you've heard a lot of rumors. I don't look into a lot of rumors, but I know you've heard a lot of rumors of them going to be clashing in their final match, going to be them at WrestleMania. And I really, really hope that's not how they do it, because that's going to be a terrible... Because no matter how it ends, whether it ends with Cena winning, The Rock winning, or somehow a tie, whether it's a double count-out, double pinfall, whatever, nobody's going to be happy with it.
Yeah. Mm-mm. And I think a lot of that's going to be the same with the Seth Punk match.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have people on both sides.
Agreed.
I'm going to tell you flat out my opinion, and you guys can have your opinions, whatever. I know you said you're kind of biased, you don't care. But I'm going to tell you this right now, and I think you already know where my answer is going to fall. I will always be a Punk guy.
Mm.
Yep, exactly.
If Punk's going to face somebody, in my brain, they instantly the heel.
Oh, yeah.
And heel or face, Punk is still
awesome.
And I know it might be a big exaggeration, but it is what he says, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use it. Heel or face, Punk is the best in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he is the best in the world, but
yeah, that's what he says.
He is the best in the world.
Mm-hmm.
He is phenomenal in that ring. When he is 100%, he's untouchable. And that's how I feel. You can feel different. There has been, back to the kind of rumory thing, we did The Rock. There's one, I didn't write it down. There is John Cena doing some goofy stuff on there, and a lot of people are talking about... Good! There's a lot of people talking about him coming back and doing, like, it might not be a permanent, like, the whole entire thing, but there is some talk that he might come in there and do a little bit of the BS rap stuff that he used to do when he was doing the thugonomics type stuff with the thick chains, with the locks, and, you know.
I would love that, because like I said, I don't care one way or other about John Cena. Great guy, as a wrestler, couldn't care less. He's kind of cool, I guess, but whatever. I don't care one way or the other. But if this is going to be his farewell tour, this is his final year, and then he's retired, you know, putting the coat up, washing his hands of WWE permanently, and going off into the sunset to do whatever it is John Cena does. They should include as much as they can from everything he's ever been. Whether it's the Thugonomics, you know, I know you said Rock is the People's Champion, but I'm pretty sure he had something similar to that where, like, you know, he was out there.
He was.
The People's Champion, because I know you said he had the spinny belt
The
thing.
spinner belt.
Yeah. So I feel like if they're going to do a final farewell.
Words are hard.
Words are very hard. Farewell tour of John Cena for this last year. Include as much as you can from everything he's ever done. Whether it was loved, whether it was hated, whatever. Tell us who John Cena is and who he's become.
And you know another thing, I think, and they did it with Undertaker the time he was supposed to actually retire, when he fought Roman Reigns at WrestleMania,
Yeah.
I think.
It was WrestleMania.
He left the boots in the ring and all that. I really think that needs to happen. I think his final match, whether it be on Raw, whether it be at a pay-per-view, whatever it is.
Taking off the hat, taking off the bracelets, setting him in the ring, walking out.
You know, the light, you hear the Thugonomics thing go off as it centers down and then just gone.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's truly, and I know that sounds so cliche.
Then again, I feel like that works for The Undertaker because he's The Undertaker. I feel like for John Cena,
But
he's going to say something at the very least.
But what I'm saying is, he needs to have his little piece or whatever.
Yeah,
But him take him off and be like, guys, from the bottom of my heart, you know, whatever. And this is me making up this little, like, speech thing. From the bottom of my heart, for all these years, however many years it's been, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and remember, word life, you know, never give up, the whole thing, you know, never give up.
Yeah, all his
you know,
usual.
And word life, take the hat off, even if it's just a promo, where he comes out there, you know, takes the hat off, sets it down, takes the shirt off, sets it down, maybe folds it up nice, takes all the bands off that he has.
You know, sets it in the ring and walks out.
You know, be like, this is officially goodbye, guys, but I will be back, just not here. Because he's said he's not done with WWE.
Yeah.
He's going to be a part of it, so they're figuring either one, like an announcer somewhere, like on like the post-shows, pre-shows,
Yeah.
whatever. Like, during some, like, the big event stuff, he's going to be a part of it. He might even wind up being, like, one of the backstage, like...
Interviewers?
Not interviewers, but, like, gorilla position. Like, you know, kind of watching the matches, what's going on.
Yeah.
Helping with storylines, getting wrestlers pumped up and ready to go.
Yeah, I get you.
So, I mean, he's not done.
No. This is just his final farewell for the ring. Yeah.
And I think that they, unlike Undertaker, I think granted, it's me not liking John Cena, so it might come off being really bad, but it's not meant to.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be goodbye.
Yeah.
We don't need another Undertaker. Well, I'm going to come back for one more. Oh, I'm going to come back for one more. Oh, I'm going to come back for one more. Oh, I'm going to come back for one more. And it's great. I love the Undertaker. Undertaker, when I saw him, whatever age I was, the first Survivor Series, Undertaker, me and you had that conversation. You know, from the day me and Knight Rider had that conversation. The day
Yep.
I was sitting there on Thanksgiving Day watching the Survivor Series match, Undertaker came out. Everybody from the arena to on houses, you know, watching on pay-per-view were like, oh, that pure, terrifying, like, this guy is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean,
Undertaker never lost that.
Yeah, he always had that presence about him. And I mean, you know, I was a fan of the Undertaker. Like the day that he lost to Roman Reigns, I flipped my shit. You probably remember that.
The day he lost to Brock Lesnar, everybody lost their shit.
Yeah, that.
Because that was the final one, or the first one.
Yeah, and then to Roman Reigns again during his.
And I think
actually that was even. I'm pretty sure that was even before he became
Yeah.
champion. Which, like I said, I lost my fucking shit that day. I hated that.
But like I said, Undertaker, I respect Undertaker. I love the legacy he's created. I love that he.
Yep.
I'm not gonna say I was the biggest fan of all of like. I wasn't a fan of the American Badass.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong. I still loved the Undertaker's character.
But it wasn't Undertaker.
But it wasn't Undertaker.
Yeah.
I wanted the gothic, long black robes, the, you know...
The lightning, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted
the hell's bells. Like, anytime... Like, that's the thing that people don't seem to understand. Like, anytime you heard those bells come off, everybody was silent.
Yep. Everybody knew to shut up.
And, I mean... I can remember so many people when Undertaker was, like, in his prime. Hearing those bells and just the pure terror.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were in the ring. And, I mean, I know it was storyline, but you could see them, like, oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because
that's the second they start, like, you know, fucking praying.
Because you knew at that moment...
You fucked up.
You know, it was that moment when the bells, and it was cool with the American Badass because, like, the opening line to it was you've gone and made a big mistake,
Mm-hmm.
which fit, but the bells are just so much more
iconic.
Yeah, power.
Yeah.
Like, you hear the boom, boom, and you were like, oh, fuck. And John Cena, I know, doesn't have that, at least to me, doesn't have that iconic, like, he's always had the word life, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he had something before that, but that's kind of become more of what he became famous for,
Mm-hmm.
Singing his own intro. But like I said, and always to this day, Undertaker probably had one of the greatest intros ever with the bells, because
it cemented who he was.
You know, then you had, again, going to probably some of the most iconic. And everybody always made jokes about it in a good way with Stone Cold's.
Oh, yeah, the glass break.
You hear the glass, hide your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly.
Because Stone Cold was coming there, as they said before, stomp a mud hole in your ass and walk it dry.
Yep, exactly.
And that was one of the things, I think it was Ross always used to say it, JR. You know, Stone Cold's going to stomp a mud hole in their ass and walk it dry.
No.
And he did. Like, his whole thing with McMahon was pure legend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've seen some stuff on that. I mean, their rivalry was pure legendary. Oh, yeah. And, you know, I just think that when John Cena goes, it needs to be gone.
Yeah.
We don't need John Cena, oh, well, I'm going to do one more WrestleMania. If we're doing this whole year-long farewell tour...
I think that's what it is, because I think they realized that they made that mistake with the... I'm hoping they realized they made that mistake with The Undertaker, because, like, after he lost... I'm pretty sure after he lost to Roman Reigns, he still came back, like, a year after that to do another one, or maybe even 2 years after that.
And Shawn Michaels did it. I mean, Shawn Michaels has since retired, but Undertaker beat him.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be gone, which never truly happens. They're like freaking comic book characters.
That's true. That's so fucking true. You kill him, and then they just revived.
Yeah. You have a retirement match. You can no longer wrestle anywhere ever again until 5 years later when you decide to come back.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I agree. If we're gonna do this whole year of John Cena Fellware, it needs to just that's it. You're not stepping foot in this ring again to wrestle. You might be to talk or whatever, but not to wrestle. This is it. You have one final year to make all these legendary matches, all these legendary moments.
Say your piece. Say your hate, say your goodbyes, blah, 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 whatever.
And then you're done.
Yeah.
Retired to the Hall of Fame, whatever.
Yep, exactly.
And that's the thing, too, why we're bringing that up. I do not need John Cena going to the Hall of Fame this year or next year because he retired. And granted, do I think he needs to be there? Yes. Okay? As much as I hate it, he has done a lot for wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? With the Make-A-Wish Foundation, all the stuff he's done.
Yeah.
Helping push other wrestlers up and all that. He's a fantastic person. Everything I've seen, John Cena's a fantastic person. Does he need to be in the Hall of Fame? Yes. Do we need John Cena Hall of Fame this year? Well, it's his retirement year. We need to put him in the Hall of Fame. No. Don't do it. Do we need John Cena? He retired. Let's put him in the Hall of Fame next year. No, don't do it. Give it 2-3 years down the road and be like, hey, here's John Cena.
Yeah, I feel like that'll give it more weight. I don't know. I don't know how the Hall of Fame works.
They've done so many of the Edge and when Eddie Guerrero died, they were put in instantly.
Yeah.
Edge was put in, he was forced to retire because of his neck. Let's put him in the Hall of Fame. This wrestler died. Let's put them in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, and I know it's way off subject, but we had Ultimate Warrior 3-4 years ago, whatever it was, and unfortunately, got in the Hall of Fame, went out on Raw the next night, Tuesday morning, fell over dead of a heart attack. It was one of the most heartbreaking moments ever. If you didn't know it was real, it made for a fantastic story. But it was real.
That's how things usually tend to be.
I mean, it was a beautiful story. And it was great that he got to be there. Unlike some of them who, didn't get to be there. Yeah. It was great that he got to be there. Maybe it was his last 2 days on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fantastic he got to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't want that for any wrestler.
Yeah.
Right.
Even John Cena. As much as I might not like John Cena as a wrestler. Don't wait till he's dead to put him in there, or don't wait till he's almost dead. And I know Ultimate Warrior was, as far as I already knew, fairly healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, heart attack could take anybody as...
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm hoping not. But, technically, I could fucking fall over dead tomorrow of a heart attack. That's it. It just...
exactly.
It comes out of nowhere.
But, alright. I think that's all we had to cover. We even had our own little rant there for a minute.
Yeah. That's about it. That's all we've got for wrestling. If you've been tuning in to my God of War streams, I'm going to be starting over tomorrow on normal difficulty.
Are you going to do tomorrow? I thought you were going to do the next day.
Thursday.
Are we doing Thursday?
I'm pretty sure I'm scheduled Thursday, but... Yeah, Thursday, since I'm scheduled weirdly tomorrow because New Year's and blah, blah, blah. But on a Thursday, I'm going to be starting over from the beginning on normal difficulty because I'm tired of getting my ass kicked. But,
you're gonna take some time to enjoy the game.
Yeah.
Then maybe...
Maybe I'll go back, but probably just go on to Ragnarok. But, yeah, I'm going to go back
Well, I mean, finish Ragnarok. Let's finish the whole complete story.
Yeah.
And then
Maybe I'll go back and try it on God of War again, but no promises. But anyway, I think that's about it. If you're here on Twitch, give us a follow. Check us out on YouTube if you want to see anything we've done in the past. Go join our Discord if you want to chat with us here about WWE. You can always join in the live chat.
One more thing I want to bring up before you end it completely. We're going to go watch NXT. We're not going to stream anything. I know that's kind of coming up. We're going to take that out probably tomorrow.
I thought we already did. I'm pretty sure we already did.
I don't think we did. Anyway,
Yeah.
If we didn't, we will. I might go ahead and touch on it during, our SmackDown. We might kind of blow over at least the matches. But we're not going to do a podcast of it until we kind of learn the characters and everything. We're going to kind of say what our reviews were for NXT, kind of the match we thought was the best one, whatever, but we're not going to go in full-blown detail of every detail of, because we really don't know the characters that well yet. But yeah, and if you're watching this, I'm going to kind of bring this up. I'm not ending doing Warframe, but I've learned that, what's the word you said? Oversaturated?
Yeah, it's there's a lot of people playing it right now, a lot of big streamers going into it. We're a big fish, or we're a small fish in a
teeny fish, minnow sized.
In a Earth-sized, sun-sized ocean. So we're gonna slow down on the Warframe. You're gonna try some other games, maybe Dante's Inferno.
I'm gonna be playing quite a few random games in there. So it'll be in the Discord. We might go ahead and change it every day to couple days and kind of see which ones get some views, because Tafari's been doing really good with God of War. He's gotten probably 4 followers.
Something like that.
In the past week or two you've been doing God of War.
Yeah. Well, I know 2 of them are my friends, but still.
We don't talk about those. Point being, we're going to try to
expand our horizons.
Yeah. We got a game coming up that we're both talking about getting by Thursday.
Yeah.
So probably next week. We can get one other person there. We can only do 3, right?
No, it's up to 4. I'm pretty sure.
Was it up to 4? I thought it said 3.
It said 3 other friends, so I'm sure that's 4. Because 3 wouldn't make any sense. All games.
3 other friends.
You and 3 friends. So,
you and 3 friends, so that'd be 4.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say this, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it on my podcast or my stream probably tomorrow. It is, what was it, Lightyear Frontier?
Yeah, it's a little farming.
It's kind of I'm going to see, and I know it's going to sound really, really weird, and it's not really what I'm trying to say, but it almost reminds me of because I played the demo of it. Mm-hmm. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of a Minecraft-y type thing, but it's really not. It's not, it's not... It's the same idea.
It's a farming exploration game where you go around in a mech and just have a peaceful little time. So you won't see either of us raging and screaming, basically. You'll just see us hanging out and having a good time.
Yeah, and it'll probably come from Tafari's end rather than my end. Yeah. Because Xbox is just weird, and we can't be on Discord and talk and stream.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. So I'm gonna be streaming from my end. We're just gonna be playing some of it, but
So you'll hear me, but you won't see me. You'll hear and see Tafari.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to. So if you have Lightyear Frontier, if you want to get Lightyear Frontier, you have roughly a week-ish.
Yeah.
To get it, we'll post at least currently how much it is on Xbox, and you can get it on anything and play.
I don't know about PlayStation.
PlayStation, I think it said. I don't know. It might not be available.
I don't know. But
anyway, we'll at least post Xbox, and we'll at least post what it is on Steam.
Yeah.
Right now, Steam is running a sale for what, $17.99?
Something like that.
I think it was $17.99. So kind of check that out. But all right,
I think that's about it.
I think that's about it. We got Knight Rider out here. He's usually in the background, not talking.
Yep, really.
Anyway,
But I ain't much of a talker today either, so.
That's fine. But yeah, I think that's about it.
Yep.
See ya.
Deuces,
this is
everybody.
Kafari, CK. See ya.